No one comes into your life just because. Not even that weight you feel in your chest, nor those questions that linger when everything goes silent. None of that is a coincidence. Every person, every situation arrives with an almost uncomfortable precision, as if it were designed to teach you something you still haven't fully understood. And if you stop to observe, there's a pattern that unsettles you. Some people effortlessly attract the right things. Opportunities, relationships, doors that open by themselves as if they had an advantage, and then there's you. You choose, analyze, and make an effort. You give everything to make it work, and even so many times you end up in the same place. Frustration. And that's when the question appears, the one that's not said out loud but weighs on you. Why is it that when I move forward, life seems to go backward? Why is it that when I say now's the time, reality answers don't even dream of it? Take a good look at your surroundings, your friends, that person you're attracted to, your problems, the opportunities that appear or disappear. None of that comes from outside like you think. Everything responds to a silent magnet you carry inside, your mind. It works like a projector. What you feed inside, fears, beliefs, feelings of lack, gets reflected outside in the form of situations and people that confirm it. If deep down you feel like you're not enough, it doesn't matter how many valuable people come into your life. You'll end up ignoring them. And interestingly, you'll end up close to those who know how to make you feel small. What a coincidence, or not. Your mind doesn't seek the truth, it seeks to be right. And science backs this up. There's a mechanism called the reticular activating system. Basically, it's a powerful filter that decides what you see out of millions of stimuli. The criteria, whatever you're already focused on, in other words, you don't see reality. You see what your mind allows you to see. Long before neuroscience gave it a name, Marcus Aurelius had already summed it up bluntly. The soul is dyed the color of your thoughts. Modern translation, what you think today is what you end up experiencing tomorrow. Here is the core of stoicism. The people who appear in your life are not random, they are reflections. That narcissistic boyfriend or girlfriend you criticize so much may not just be bad luck. It could be the mirror of a part of you that never learned to set boundaries. That boss who crushes you may be pointing to an inner version of yourself that keeps playing the victim. Uncomfortable, right? But also liberating, because if you see it that way, everything changes. Today in this video, we're going to unmask those characters that keep showing up in your story because they didn't come by accident. You brought them. Through what you believe, what you tolerate, and what you haven't healed, and most importantly, we're going to see how to break that cycle. Because if the belief doesn't change, the scenarios do. But the actors get recycled. Different names, same story. Real transformation doesn't start when the world changes. It starts when you stop feeding the idea that's creating it. Think about this. In a tree, it's enough for just one leaf to tremble for the whole system to feel it. That's how sensitive your life is to what happens inside you. Now imagine that time and again you attract people who disappear when you need them the most, who make promises and then let you down. Epictetus explained it in a blunt way. It's not the events themselves that affect you. It's the interpretation you make of them. Your mind doesn't show reality. It interprets it. And if that filter is damaged, everything you see will be damaged too. Science calls it confirmation bias. Your brain only selects what fits with what you already believe. If the idea, I'm not worthy of love, lives inside you, the people who could actually love you go unnoticed, almost invisible. But someone cold, distant, emotionally unavailable, and suddenly, boom, total attention. This sounds familiar, and off you go. It's not destiny, it's familiarity. That's called resonance. There's nothing magical about it. It's your nervous system, your beliefs, and your patterns working together, choosing what's familiar. Even if it hurts, the Stoics called it logos. or an intelligence that arranges everything. And they talked about sympathia, the idea that everything is connected and drawn together by affinity. Simply put, you connect with what is on the same wavelength as you. That's why when someone hurts you, many times you're not just reacting to that person, but to an old wound that has just been touched again. Life doesn't hit at random. It uses what's outside you to show you what you've been ignoring inside. Your mind is an ecosystem. Emotions, beliefs, and decisions. Everything is connected by invisible threads that shape much more than you'd like to admit. If one part breaks, everything wobbles. It's that simple. Marcus Aurelius put it bluntly. What harms the bee also harms the hive.
Traducción.
Someone touches a wound, they don't create it, they reveal it. And the moment you heal that root, you don't just fix one problem, you readjust your whole life. To make it clearer, there's an experiment that's as curious as it is uncomfortable, or Titaker. Dartmouth University. Several participants were given fake scars, deep cuts, grotesque marks with makeup. The kind of face that makes people look away. The mission? Go out and interact and then report how others reacted. But here's the twist. Right before going out, the makeup artist pretended to do a final touch-up, and silently they removed all the scars. The participants went out convinced that they were still disfigured. When they came back, they all said the same thing. People looked at me strangely. I felt rejected. Were they rude to me? Some even swore they had received were there offensive comments. The problem is that none of that happened. There were no scars. No one treated them badly. The aggression didn't come from outside. It came from within. I'm broken. I'm defective. And from there, they projected that idea onto everyone. That's projection. And it's more common than you'd like to admit. When you settle into the role of the victim, even a neutral interaction feels like an attack. A silence feels like rejection. A distance feels like abandonment. Your mind doesn't want calm. It wants to be right. Seneca summed it up with surgical precision. The gladiator proves his worth in the arena, the wise man in adversity. The difficult people who appear in your life are not there to destroy you. They are there to train you. Yes, it sounds nice until it's your turn, but that's how it is. They come to get you out of that emotional autopilot you've been on for years, to make you uncomfortable, to touch you right where it hurts the most. Because character isn't built when everything is going well. Just like muscle grows with resistance, you grow with friction. And here comes the really uncomfortable part. The people who irritate you the most are usually the ones you need the most, because they don't bother you by accident. They bother you because they reveal something you avoid. That pain you feel when someone humiliates you isn't about their power. It speaks of your need for validation. That person isn't breaking you. They're showing you where your dependence lies. A mirror, nothing more. And as if that weren't enough, these people don't show up just at any time. They show up when you're most exposed, after a breakup, after a failure, on those strange days when everything is silent, and you are too. When things go well, they're nowhere to be found. Why? Because a strong wall doesn't fall easily. But a cracked one comes down with the first storm, and life never misses the chance to show you where that crack is. If at that moment you feel inadequate, you'll attract someone who confirms exactly that. And if no one shows up, don't worry. Your mind will interpret any gesture as if it confirmed it. Exactly the same as in the experiment. Everything happens inside. Remember that. You don't see reality. You see what you are. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. Everything you hear is an opinion. Everything you see is a perspective, not the truth. So the question is inevitable. Why do you always repeat the same kind of story? Why are you attracted to the same kind of person over and over again? Why do the emotionally unavailable seem to have a radar for you? Bad luck? No, it's a mirror. And quite an honest one, by the way. Epictetus warned about it. If someone manages to make you angry, don't give them all the credit. Your interpretation is also at play. The people who appear in your life are not system errors. They are visible evidence of the internal knots you still haven't untied. If time and again you find yourself with people who leave, from the outside it looks like just another betrayal. But if you look closely, it's not just that. It's the expression of something much deeper, your fear of being alone, or the belief that you can't stand on your own. As long as you keep feeling that you're not enough, life will keep putting you in situations where others walk away. Not to punish you, but to force you to discover that you can be whole, even without anyone. It's not punishment, it's training. Or that relationship that hurts. It's not there for love, it's there for the lesson. And it doesn't go away until you understand it. That's why you need to observe what you feel, for real, without sugarcoating it. It's key. Because it's the only way to realize when someone didn't come as a partner, friend, or boss, but as a teacher. And here's the important part. The intensity of what you feel never lies. Marcus Aurelius was clear on this. Strong emotions, anger, rejection, even that instant fascination that seems magical. They're not talking about the other person, they're talking about you. If you meet someone and for no apparent reason you feel aversion or disproportionate anger, stop. It's not a coincidence. That person is touching on something you've been avoiding for a while. Your pride, your insecurity, your passivity, whatever it is. And the same goes the other way around. When you idealize someone in seconds, that's not real either. Or you're not really seeing that person. You're seeing what you need. Validation, strength, love, whatever you feel you're missing. The person is just the screen. The movie is yours. So next time something inside you gets triggered in front of someone, don't react automatically. Pause and ask yourself the uncomfortable question. Does this hurt because of what happened? Or because of the meaning I'm giving it? That's the key. Because that answer can get you out of the same loop you've been in for longer than you'd like to admit. The Stoics saw life as a giant play. You are the protagonist, yes, but you don't write the script. That is written by something bigger. Call it nature, fate, or whatever you want. And suddenly someone enters the scene and changes everything. A teacher who says one sentence and shatters the way you see things. A stranger who recommends something to you at random, and that chance event changes your course. From the outside, it looks like a coincidence. From the inside, it seems perfectly calculated, as if someone were moving the pieces. And the thing is, those encounters don't come to keep us company. They come to transform you, to dismantle the old version of you, to force you to build a stronger one. Here's the irony. The people you want don't show up. The ones you need do. If there's fear inside you, someone will show up who forces you to face it. If you avoid conflict, someone will appear who pushes you to the limit. If you're afraid to show who you are, someone will come along who ignores you or leaves you. Does it hurt? Of course. But it's not an attack, it's training in disguise. The Stoics called it amor fati. Love your fate. Because within every uncomfortable situation, there's a seed of growth, even if at first you only see chaos. The lesson and the person who comes to teach it to you always arrive at the exact moment. Never before, never after. In this vision, people are not just people, they play roles. Destiny casts the actor you need for the level you're playing at. Sometimes a blunt person shows up. The one who tells you what no one else dares. The one who makes you uncomfortable, but helps you grow. You don't like it, but it changes you. Other times, the one who tests you appears, the one who brings out the worst in you, so that you can discover the best you can become. Without him, you would never know how far your patience, your self-control, your endurance can go. At other times, the messenger of truth comes in, the one who has no filter, the one who says exactly what you don't want to hear, but need to. He shatters your comfortable beliefs. And at the same time, he shows you a clearer path. And then there's the sculptor, the one who hits your ego, shakes your pride, and strips away your layers, one by one. Like a carver who removes what is unnecessary to reveal who you truly are. There is also the companion on the journey. He doesn't come to save you. He doesn't rescue you. But he reminds you of something important. You can stand up on your own, and maybe that's why you're here, watching this. You might feel a strange attraction to this kind of person, or an immediate rejection. It doesn't matter which one. In both cases, it's not just compatibility. It's something much deeper. Epictetus explained it plainly. You are an actor in a play whose script you didn't write. If your role is short, it will be short. If it's long, it will be long. The only thing that depends on you is to play it well. For the Stoics, you are not isolated in the midst of chaos. You are part of a huge system where everything is connected. That means that even the person you think is making your life difficult is fulfilling a role. Maybe they're training your patience or pushing you toward a path you don't see yet. That's why there are people who feel inevitable, as if they had to show up no matter what. And when they do, they don't just affect you on the outside. They awaken something inside you that had been asleep for a long time. Just like a plant, even the smallest one has its purpose. Every person who appears in your story has one too. And here comes the part that's hard to accept. When the lesson ends, the actor leaves. The relationship breaks. The connection cools off. And you call it pain. But from another perspective, the role simply ended. That person already did what they had to do. They moved you. They changed you. They showed you something you weren't seeing. And then, off stage, it's not the end. It's a new act. But of course you don't like it, because you hold on to what was, to what you felt, to what could have been. Meanwhile, reality has already moved on. One of the Stoicism's harshest truths is this: people leave when their purpose is fulfilled, and you may want them to stay. But if the lesson has already been given, there's no negotiation. That's why they disappear. Sometimes little by little, sometimes suddenly, without warning. Your ego fights it, but the wise part understands. And it changes the question. It stops being, why did he leave? And it becomes, what did he come to teach me? And that simple question changes everything. When you look at your past that way, everything takes on a different meaning. That friend who let you down taught you to set boundaries. That relationship that broke you taught you not to give your worth to just anyone. That stranger who showed up just when you were feeling down reminded you that there's still light out there. Nothing was random. The Stoics didn't see life as chaos, but as a precise chain of causes and effects. And here's where something key comes in: your inner strength. Marcus Aurelius insisted on this again and again. It's not what happens outside that defines your life, it's how you interpret it. That inner core, your mind, that's what decides everything. How you react, what you allow, what you tolerate, what you believe. You can say you want something different, but deep down, if you feel weak, needy, or insufficient, that's what you're going to project, and guess what kind of situations are going to show up? Exactly. The ones that confirm that version of you. The Stoics explained it with a very clear image. The mind is a garden. What you plant grows: fear, dependence, insecurity, or courage, discipline, clarity. There is no middle ground. And this is where everything connects. The seed creates your character. Your character defines your destiny, and your destiny is reflected in your relationships, your decisions, and the cycles you repeat. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is an echo of what you carry inside. The good news is that this can be changed. Stoicism doesn't just tell you to think positive and that's it. That's simplistic. It tells you something much more uncomfortable, but much more powerful. Retrain your mind. Change your judgments. Take responsibility for how you interpret what happens to you. Decide the value you give yourself. And when that changes, everything else reorganizes, including the people who come into your life. Because here's a truth that few people want to accept. Most of your relationships don't arise from conscious choices. They come from wounds you never healed. That's why you repeat patterns. That's why you repeat the same thing under a new name. But if you work on your mind, another door opens. One where you choose from clarity, not from a place of lack. And when the change is real, the world has no choice but to adjust. However, if you've made it this far, stop for a second. This isn't just another video anymore. This is that awkward moment when you start seeing yourself without excuses. Most people don't get this far. They leave earlier, right when something inside starts to hurt. But you stayed, and that says much more about you than you think.
Así que escribe en comentarios.
I don't lie to myself anymore. Not for me, for you. Because the day you stop lying to yourself is the same day your life, even if it hurts, truly starts to change. So stop looking for someone else to blame and start building something inside that won't break easily. And remember this, no relationship is meant to complete you. Because even if you don't always feel it, you are already complete. And this is where everything becomes uncomfortably complete. Of course, it's not life that's failing you. It's not people who do things to you. It's not bad luck chasing you, it's you. Repeating what you still haven't resolved. Every person who enters your life comes with a message. Some arrive gently, others shout it in your face, but all of them, without exception, come to show you something that is already inside you. The question is simple and brutal. Are you going to keep blaming what's outside yourself? Or are you going to start looking inside? Because as long as you don't change the root, you can change cities, partners, friends. And even so, the story's going to repeat itself. Same conflicts, same pain, different names. Until you understand it, until you take responsibility. Until you stop reacting and start choosing, that's where everything changes. Not when you find the right person, but when you become someone who no longer accepts what's wrong. Or not when the world gets better, but when your internal standard rises. And at that moment, without forcing it, without chasing it, the people who don't fit disappear, and the ones who do start to appear, not by magic, but through alignment. So the next time someone comes into your life, don't just ask yourself how you feel. Ask yourself what they're teaching you, because in that answer lies the direction of your evolution. And if you've made it this far, it's not a coincidence. Now you know, life isn't punishing you, it's training you. The only question left is, are you going to stay the same, or are you finally going to level up?